UK buys 72 next-generation RCH 155 howitzers. Britain has signed a nearly £1 billion, approximately £133 billion contract for 72 RCH 155 remote-controlled howitzers, the Ministry of Defence announced May 13, 2026. The contract was awarded by the Organisation for Joint Armament Cooperation known as OCCAR on behalf of the British Army to Artec GmbH, a joint venture between KNDS and Rheinmetall. First deliveries are expected in 2028, with a minimum deployable capability to be achieved within the decade. The procurement delivers on commitments made under the UK-Germany Trinity House Agreement, signed in October 2024, deepening bilateral defence cooperation between two of NATO's most significant European military powers and advancing interoperability between their ground forces. Deputy Chief of the General Staff, Lieutenant General Simon Hamilton, made the capability gap explicit in his statement accompanying the announcement. Britain answered the call for aid by providing artillery systems to Ukraine at the outbreak of the war. We knew the risk, the gap in our warfighting capability, that this would present, Hamilton said. The success of bringing the RCH 155 onto contract to develop our 155mm close support artillery requirement in collaboration with Germany marks the first significant milestone in replenishing this capability. That statement is a rare official acknowledgement of the price Britain paid in its own combat readiness to support Ukraine, and it gives the RCH 155 procurement a moral and strategic weight that goes beyond a routine equipment replacement. The RCH 155 is a genuinely different class of artillery system from the AS-90. It eventually replaces the AS-90, which entered British service in 1993 and served as the Army's primary self-propelled howitzer for 3 decades before being donated to Ukraine. Is a competent conventional system, but reflects a generation of artillery design that predates the automated, network-centric fire support concepts driving current procurement. The RCH 155 mounts a 155mm weapon system on a boxer-wheeled chassis, rather than a tracked hull, giving it a road speed of up to 100 km/h and enabling rapid repositioning between firing positions. That mobility is not a comfort consideration, it is a survivability requirement, directly informed by Ukraine, where Russian counter-battery radar and precision munitions have made stationary artillery positions lethal traps for systems that cannot move quickly after firing. The automation level embedded in the RCH 155 is where the system most sharply departs from its predecessors. Advanced turret automation allows the platform to be operated at the push of a button from the crew compartment by just 2 soldiers per the Ministry of Defence announcement. That crew reduction from the 4 or 5 personnel that conventional self-propelled howitzers require is significant, not just for manpower economics, but for the signature and vulnerability profile of each artillery position. Fewer personnel means a smaller footprint, faster departure, and reduced exposure during the loading and firing cycle that counter-battery systems are designed to exploit. The 8 rounds per minute rate of fire and 70km maximum range combine capabilities that place the RCH 155 at the leading edge of current NATO self-propelled artillery. The 70km figure refers to extended range munitions, which, for a 155mm howitzer, typically means guided projectiles like Excalibur or equivalent extended range full-bore ammunition. Standard unguided 155mm shells fired from modern long-barrel howitzers typically achieve ranges of 30 to 40 km, with assisted rounds extending that to 50 km or beyond. The 70km ceiling specified for the RCH 155 suggests the system is designed to work with the most capable precision munitions currently available to NATO forces, giving British artillery a reach that covers deep operational targets well beyond the immediate contact zone. Industrial content in Britain was an explicit design requirement of the contract, not an afterthought. The weapon system's barrel breech recoil system and trunnions will be manufactured at Rheinmetall's large caliber production facility in Telford, which the £52 million £69 million early capability demonstrator contract signed in December 2025, and the £53 million £70 million long lead item procurement earlier in 2026 helped establish. Rheinmetall is set to use British steel supplied by Sheffield. Forgemasters, a specialist steel manufacturer that employs 720 skilled workers and received over £420 million, £559 million in additional government investment last year per the Ministry of Defence announcement. The Boxer chassis will be manufactured by KNDS UK in Stockport, sustaining armoured steel welding capability and supporting 100 skilled jobs there. Together, the program supports creation of 100 new jobs at Rheinmetall's Telford facility, 100 jobs at Stockport, and 300 more across the wider supply chain. Defense Secretary John Healey framed the investment in terms that connect security and economic policy directly. This major investment is defense delivering for the battlefield and for Britain's economy by securing next-generation artillery with Germany. Not only are we rearming to strengthen NATO against growing Russian aggression, but also creating highly skilled jobs here in Britain. Healey said. German Federal Minister of Defense Boris Pistorius echoed the strategic dimension. The RCH 155 will significantly enhance the artillery's firepower, safety, and flexibility. It is a vital element of modern artillery support. Together with the United Kingdom, we are demonstrating that we take interoperability within NATO seriously and are putting it into practice. The Archer artillery system, a wheeled self-propelled howitzer borrowed from Sweden as an interim capability after the AS-90 donations, will continue serving until the RCH 155 enters service. Britain gave away its artillery to help Ukraine survive. It is now buying better artillery to replace what it gave, built with British steel by British and German workers to the standard that the next European war demands.